Hello, welcome to episode 7.
What's up, guys? We are at production. Can't tell you where, but this is where all the Ikonick canvases get made and printed and packaged and sent out to everyone. We are here at our office shooting the collab with YesJulz.
It's finally here, the never not working iconic art piece made specifically to highlight the women all over the world who are never not working toward their goals and making their dreams a reality. You can't save alcohol. And I'm drinking on.
So we're about to talk to Deane. He's one of my best friends. He was my college roommate and fraternity brother in school. And he was actually the guy that got me to really become an entrepreneur. My father's from Wall Street. I was a finance major in school. I vividly remember my junior year. It was super late, 2 a.m. And I was doing an Excel document for my finance classes. He comes barging in the door, super excited about his startup. And I was like, wow, that's the life for me. Next morning, called my pops, asked him if I could change majors to marketing and entrepreneurship. And he was like, follow your passion, do what you love. Love you, pops. And to this day, Will is one of my most trusted friends, super, super knowledgeable in digital marketing and in buyer psychology. So we're gonna go and talk to him, and hope you guys like it.
You're dealing with humans. You're not dealing with just traffic. A lot of people look at their ad account, they're like, oh, we're making money, we're losing money. It's like, you realize the other people on the other side of that are clicking are actually like humans. These are all people. So like if you actually think about how do I get somebody to love our product, pull out their credit card, love our brand, click through the right stuff, changes the whole concept of how you actually work inside the ad account. Like that's how you have to think about it. Every single click, every piece of pixel data, every like or comment or share is a human. Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is like what you're creating actually helps people from a mental level. Yeah. Like you're changing people's lives. You're not just selling a product. And if you actually, that's the core of it. You're a symbol. You're not just a product company. Yeah. And that is how you should tie in your story. Step back and look at where do we talk to people in our company? At what points? We talk to them in Facebook, we talk to them on Google, we talk to them on email, we talk to them on the landing pages. YouTube. Like YouTube, we talk to them in different places. How do we make sure that we're talking to them in a way as a symbol, not a product company? Because if you go for that, then you will win. You will be a staple in the entrepreneurial community, and when people think about entrepreneurs or startups or motivation or hustle, it won't be like, oh, we need a canvas. It'll be like, yo, Ikonick. Because then all your gear falls under that. It's just how you talk to people.
All right, guys, what's going on? We're here in Topanga Canyon near Malibu. It's like an hour away from our office. We are shooting the collab with Deane that we are going to be dropping here in a little bit. We're in this nice little canyon in the woods, and we're going to shoot the whole thing here and hopefully get some magic.
In one of the 8th diamond pieces, there's a plane, and we found this.
Yeah, so we're debating breaking into a preschool right now.
I'm gonna sit and like take out like the notebook again.
Sat on the swing. Almost broke it. Austin, you should get your car, move it hella over here, and you guys should film on the roof. Hello, everyone. nighttime in Malibu. We are about to shoot the night scenes for the 8th Damon collab. There's a lot of pieces left to do. We got a lot of night left. We got like probably 2 more hours of shooting at least, so let's get into it. So how did the Adidas collab come about?
I was tagging Adidas Originals and someone there saw it. He saw it and just like slid into our DMs.
It's crazy.
And that's how it started.
That's fucking wild, man.
And then at the same time, we threw our first pop-up shop actually. And it just so happened that he was flying in from Germany, stopping in LA before going to Portland. And it was just like the timing worked out, so he came by our pop-up shop and we all chopped it up and just like hit it off.
Well, what we've learned, man, is just like when you have shit in house,
Yeah.
it's like we'll go shoot. You know, like you go get it done by someone else. It's like weeks.
Yeah.
We'll shoot. They'll come get the content and like they'll do like an edit, and then Jeff will get out of his fucking chair and he'll be like, "Oh, what do you think?" They'll be like, "Oh, change this," and then like we have a new edit.
Yeah.
Fucking 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
Like so we work with
sometimes
people.
videos the same day, like
Yeah, videos the same day.
That's-
And then it's just like, you know, you don't want to work with people that you like really fuck with. You know, like he's like our fucking son. We work that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like we just, this is a joke, bro. It's like this is us working. This is where we fucking work, bro.
It's a great
This
view.
is the whole fucking vibe. So.
So then, so Behind Hustle was just something you guys came up with where you were like, we want to just like feature people that we.
yeah, we were going into these crazy meetings with like we were going into meetings with like Scooter and all these big people,
Yeah.
and like we came out with like nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really.
We weren't even
exciting
asking for like pictures and everything. Like we weren't even flexing at all in the beginning.
So what's like your advice to designers? Like I get all my DMs are like, yo, like I'm inspired by your stuff, like I want to become a designer, but how do you get noticed? Like what is your like 2 cents?
The most important thing that I've found is like you really have to go inside of yourself and figure out like what you like and why you like it and like kind of what your story is and try and be authentic in telling that. And then I think part of it is for me is just doing like getting the repetitions in, and I think that for me also that goes back to growing up and playing basketball. It was just like the way I measured success was like how hard I worked in the off season would always set me up for how successful I was, you know, when like the lights actually came on. And so I feel like it's repetition. When you get these DMs, what is your response?
Man, honestly, it's patience, because like everyone sees me starting to post at like 2016, but what they don't know is like I've been in private art classes since I was 7.
Yeah.
Like after school, my mom would pick me up, take me to art classes, and I would do that 3 days a week.
Yeah.
I was doing sculpture, I was doing, you know, watercolor, you know, I was doing acrylic, oil, like, I mean, since 7 till like, now 29, it's like,
You're
still doing the same things
Yeah.
still doing it over and over again, like, I'm still doing the same stuff, like, I'm still designing the same kind of, you know, pop culture shit.
Yeah.
If you stay nimble, you can really be patient and you can just say no to everything.
Focusing is about saying no. Focusing is about saying no. And you've got to say no, 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 no. And when you say no, you piss off people. And they go talk to the San Jose Mercury and they write a shitty article about you. You know?
And then you're just going to keep building brand equity, and then it's going to get to a point where then it's just like you control, you can get anything you want.
Yeah.
That's what it is. The second the burn rate goes up, like literally it got to a point for us, like our whole mindset changed where it's like, it got down to like I knew how much money the company was burning an hour. And like on a Saturday, it's like, you know, if I'm having a drink on a Saturday.
That sounds stressful.
Yeah,
Sounds
I mean, it's fine. Don't get me wrong. It's a good life. I'm happy with my life, but it gets down to that, and then that's when the whole entire thing fucking shifts.
Yeah.
So I would just stay with like little small operation, always helping out until you're at really.
Yeah. You're crushing the numbers.
Until you're crushing it.
Do you guys ever listen to like the Tim Ferriss podcast? Yeah. There was this one where I think it's like how creatives should negotiate or something, and like the biggest takeaway from it. It's a really interesting piece. It's just like negotiate everything. Like just ask. What's the worst someone's gonna say no? Like you think it's scary if someone says no, like, but it's really not. It's just like
We make an extra discount at Starbucks. Yes, for 10%. They give it back.
Yeah.
that's literally everything. That's literally.
We were talking about this yesterday. He was negotiating getting 10 to 50% off on a cupcake at Sprinkles.
When you go out to get a cup of coffee or tea or whatever it is, ask for 10% off. So like for the next 10 coffees that you get, each time you get to the head of the line, I don't care if it's Starbucks, it doesn't matter if they say yes or not, but ask for a 10% discount. You can't say you're doing an experiment. You can't say that Tim Ferriss told you so. You just have to ask for 10% off and just sit there and wait for them to respond. Well, it makes you more comfortable with discomfort. And you also realize the downside is so limited.
But this is like really the spotlight of my office, and I think it like really reflects like the culture of being an agent. You know what I mean? Like, thanks for shopping here. Thanks for coming to Paradigm.
And it loosely matches with your outfit. Right?
Yeah.
Hi, my name's T, and while you bitches is buying likes, I'm buying art. Step your bread up, ho.
No, I won't be surprised. I know the look in your eyes. You got love in your eyes, or is it lust in disguise? One night.
What's up? What are we doing right now?
I'm about to be on Drama's podcast. It's gonna be good. You guys can hear my life story, which no one has ever heard. It's pretty crazy. What's up, dude? Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, man. Thanks for making this happen.
For sure.
And when I first started doing it, I was like, fuck. And then we
really
were trying to
weird.
like vlog and shit, and I'm like, God damn, man. He's like, yo, you gotta put in the camera at yourself and talk. And I'm like, fuck that. Shit
But
sucks.
the reality is like people need to see this shit.
Yeah.
They really
It's very
got
true. And it's just the new way people communicate. You know, like to like the younger generation, it's not even weird.
I know.
To me, it's still, how old are you?
I'm 32.
Yeah, so I'm 31. To me, it feels like super vain. It feels super self-centered.
Yeah.
You know, like it feels like, why am I, you know what I mean?
It's like for me, it was like we just had a snippet, and it was like one that they really liked, my partner liked, and it was like right after the Gary and Scooter announcement, and I was like to them, I was like, I don't want to post it now because I don't want it to be about me right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're like, no, it's fire. I was like, fuck.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. It's normal. Like people don't think it's like an arrogant thing. It doesn't come off that way. It just feels that way when you're doing it. You know what I mean?
I learned so much from these guys.
I'm sure.
It's great.
I feel like that's what happened a lot right now is like the older generation of everything. Like you're seeing it in rap, you're seeing it everywhere in movie stars and everything. Sort of everything was going as planned. Everything was following the normal flow, and then social media came out of nowhere and created all these new stars, right? And that's when you get like all these little pumps, right? And everyone just ignored it. Yeah. All the older dudes just ignored it, and now these are the people like running the entertainment industry, and they're like, "Fuck!" Like, what? You know what I mean? Yeah.
The hardest part is figuring out what you want to master. Focus on your product.
Can you tell somebody that they suck?
You gotta just go, this is exactly what I want to do for a living.
You can't even tell somebody that their breath is life.
Where did this all, where'd you grow up? Let's start with that.
Let's just say I ate a lot of shit before I got here.
Did
a
you?
lot. I'm a New York guy. I grew up in New York. I grew up in Long Island. My dad, Brazilian, Wall Street guy his whole life. Took the 611 train for 38 years. Mom, nice Jewish woman, speech pathologist. I grew up in a town called East Meadow, and it was good because the town next to me was a town called Merrick, rich. And then the town on the other side was Uniondale, not rich.
Okay.
So we were
kind of
like
in between?
I was right in between.
Got it.
So I kind of saw everything. You know, I learned how to deal with different types of people. So it was perfect for me. I wouldn't have had it any other way. I didn't go to school on Fridays for a long part of my life because I'd be traveling for soccer. My club team was like nationally recognized, and then I was on something called Select, which was the best players in all of Long Island.
Got it.
So literally it was nonstop soccer. And it was just my whole entire life. Like, I don't know how to ride a bike. Still. I don't know how to ride a bike.
Let's fucking teach you how to ride a bike, man. We'll go outside right after this.
Oh, man. A lot of people
recorded a dope episode and got bike lessons.
It was a very weird dynamic because I was on these really good club teams. And then for school, the coach didn't like me, and I never really performed. And it was my junior year going into my senior year. This was like kind of like the first moment in my life I'll always remember.
Yeah.
It's, I was part of these other teams, so I knew all the good people in the circuit. They all knew me, and they had players to watch, and I wasn't on it.
Really?
And there was players on it that I knew I was better than. There was players on my own team that were on it that I knew were better than.
Yeah.
They were like my friends. And I will for always remember that day. I was sitting at the kitchen table with my mom, and that day, just something, it just switched.
Yeah.
And I went ape shit. I just started training that day. And then that year, all county, we were the best team that our school had ever had. And it was that year that I just said to myself, wow, like if I put my mind to something, I can achieve anything I want.
Yeah.
You know, as I told you, I lived like a very like narrow life.
Yeah.
So it was time for me to move on to something else. The best decision I made was to stop playing soccer.
Really?
It was.
Why? Because you think that like it would have been a dead end for you?
I wouldn't say that, but I think that I would have been surrounded by different people that weren't motivated by the things that I'm now motivated by, which is improving myself and business and stuff like that.
Yeah. Unless you would have went and became a soccer star, you probably would have been good in college and then kind of peaked out and then been a little lost, I'm guessing, right?
Correct.
Whereas by giving yourself even a chance to maybe look at what else there is and see what else feeds that hunger and like lets you grow, you now fell into this or created, not fell into, this amazing life.
My advice to any young person is try as many things as possible and just find something that aligns with your passion and your effort, something that you truly love, and you can just do it all the time.
Yeah.
Because unless you're truly passionate about it, you're not going to be able to put in, the time to really win.
Yeah.
But
why do you think that changed? You think your eyes just opened to a different thing?
I'll tell you when it changed.
Okay.
So I got to Delaware and I had a fake ID, and my roommate who was on the football team had a car, and we had just finished freshman orientation, and they talked about, saying, don't do this, don't do that. You get 3 strikes and you're kicked out of school. I got to school and I wanted beer. So I was going to go get beer, and the girls across the hall were like, Lindsay and Lisa, they were like, can you get us beer? And they were from Long Island as well. So we drank Bud Light, and the Bud Light, the 30 packs were like $25, $30.
Yeah.
So they gave me $40 for a case of 30 beers. Mm-hmm. Go to the store, and I discovered this new thing. Milwaukee Beast Light, Natty Ice. Yeah. So I go there and I buy a 30 pack of beer for $8, $9. I go back, I give them $31 back. And they go, keep it. And then as I'm walking back to my room, it flicked in my head. And that's where I truly think that I think entrepreneurs are born, they're not made. I truly believe that.
Yeah.
It flicked in my head like, wow, no one wants to take the risk.
Yeah.
And people have no problem paying more for the alcohol.
Yeah.
So then what did I do? I said, I don't give a shit if I get 1 strike. I went to the people next to them, I got them beer. And next to them, and next to them, I got the whole floor. I got the second floor. I got the third floor. So then I became the liquor guy.
Yeah.
It was my first taste of entrepreneurship. And I was like, holy shit, I love this.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately, about 2.5 months later, I ripped the doors off my wall and had a beer pong tournament in my room.
Yep.
The RA came in and they cut down my beer and liquor ring. I got my first strike, and they said, do it again, and you're going to get kicked out of school.
Did they realize at that point that you had a beer liquor ring?
Oh, yeah, they know.
Yep.
They know, for sure.
And that's only 1 strike, huh? It's pretty cool.
To be honest with you, I got 5 strikes and they got kicked out of school.
Really?
So that strike system
was flawed.
It's flawed. I look back, and my biggest regret is like, man, imagine like rewind 15 years ago, like I would email you and tell you I'll work for you for free. I'll mop the floors.
Yeah.
Tell me everything you know.
Yeah.
And that's what, for me, I have younger people in my organization, and like I love and pride myself in sharing all my knowledge with them.
Yeah.
We'll be in a meeting, they're going to ask me after this, why'd you say that?
Yep.
And for me, that's like, I love that.
Yeah.
And, whenever I have kids, I'm literally going to contact my 10 smartest friends, and I'm going to say, son, you're going to go sweep the floors, make $0, and you're going to love it, and you're going to learn every single thing off him. And
a lot cheaper than college. You know what I mean?
Ridiculous.
Just spend like a year interning for all your college buddies.
Yeah.
You probably learn much more. Where do we go from there? What's the rest? What were you going to college for?
So first I went for finance because my father was from Wall Street.
Yep.
And one of my best friends who I actually now work with, his name's Deane. He had a company and we lived together in fraternity house. And I would remember going downstairs and I'm doing Excel and he's just so excited about his business.
Yeah.
And I just called my dad and I was like, Dad, do you care if I change to marketing and entrepreneurship? And he's like, do what you want, son. I got your back. Yeah. So I was really blessed to have that. And I did learn a little from classes, but it really was when I became social chair of my fraternity kind of working off that first little alcohol business, I started doing parties. So what I did is I just literally would just sell tickets for like $20, and we'd go from Delaware to Philadelphia or Delaware to Delaware, and I would give them free bus transportation. They get an hour of open bar, and then I would get a cut of the bar. And these buses were like $300, and I would negotiate, hey, if I get 2 buses, 3 buses, 5 buses, cut the rate. And I just started doing these parties, and it was literally, I was having $8,000 tabs, just getting everyone drunk, and they wouldn't charge me for that, and just getting a cut of the bar.
It's so funny that like it sounds like a lot of your, once again, correct me if I'm bashing college again, but like a lot of your entrepreneurship lessons came from like what you did outside of school at college.
Oh, there was classes that I never went to the whole semester.
Yeah.
I did absolutely terrible. I was down to my last class to pass. It was like a running joke. Like I was like the guy that sat in the back. But everyone knew me as like the guy that was like doing other stuff, so it was respectable.
Yeah.
Good in high school, good in college, and then the next couple, then the next years were a little rough.
Yeah. So tell me about it. What happened? Where do you go after?
I moved home, and my buddy who I mentioned before, Will Deane, was living in California. He was working for an energy efficient lighting company. And keep in mind, I had never been to California.
Yeah.
So California was this different.
The Holy Grail.
This was, no one I knew lived there. Yeah. This was completely different. He's like, we need someone in our company that's LEED certified. It's called Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. I study, I fail. You have to take the test. You have to wait 2 months every time. So
how's that process work? Like, how long do you study, and then can you just go in and take it like a driver's test?
You have to wait 2 months. Jeez. So I study and I fail. I study and then I fail 2 times. And then I study and I pass. So I'm like, okay, I'm coming to California. Move to California, and I sign a lease with one of his buddies. I'm at the job for 1 week. The guy that owns the company brings me in. He goes, I don't need you anymore.
For 1 week?
1 week. 1 week. I'm looking for a job. And I have technically no like real like background. So I work for this company that's like home remodeling, and they sell like energy efficient lighting and windows. This was the craziest year of my life. 0 salary, all commission. And they would set you up with leads, cold leads, basically. And you would knock on the door, and then you'd have to sell them $30,000 worth of energy efficient lighting and coating.
Sounds easy.
And I was going to Beverly Hills. I was going to Compton. I was going to the Inland Empire. There'd be days that I would drive 230 miles and not get one appointment. Not get one appointment. I'm talking about driving from here to here to here. Knock on the, no one picks up. Knock, nope. So
not even answering the door. You didn't even get a shot.
Not answering the door. In just the middle of nowhere, just in my tie, miserable, just beef jerky and water at gas station, no money.
Yep.
What it really taught me was just more about selling to all different types of people, because up until that time, I had chose the people that I wanted to associate myself with.
Yeah.
But now I'm sitting in a house in Compton.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Beverly Hills.
And then and it's like you're learning so much about people.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting on the couch and schmoozing with these families. I'm like, sometimes I would stay for 8 hours.
Really?
Because they would teach you that, after the 6th hour, your likelihood of closing ups 40% because
because they're tired. They're like, all right, we'll buy it. Just leave.
And then there was times we'd stay all day and then not make a sale.
That strengthening of that period has to be super valuable.
Yeah, I mean, I look at that and, I'm just so emotionless now with business. Like, it's just, I've been in just the shittiest places, man.
Yeah.
That like, I was at the lowest of all lows. Like any other human would have, I don't even know what they would have done.
Yeah.
Like getting rejected time after time after time. And I just think that, I think that's kind of like the core of who I am as a human now.
Did you eventually quit that job or when did
I was going nowhere with that, clearly.
Yeah.
So I wanted to start this company. It was called the World DJ League.
Yeah.
And I wanted to brand DJing as a sport. So the DJs were the players, the management companies were the teams, the venues were the stadiums. I had this grandiose idea.
And how old are you? Are you like 24, 25?
No, like 23.
Okay.
23-ish.
Got it.
I told it to an East Coast friend of mine. We partnered up. I moved back to the East Coast. So I would go to his house every day, and we worked on this idea for probably 8-9 months. And, through his contacts at the time, we got an LOI for some money. and he goes away one weekend, and he dies.
The kid?
Yeah, my partner dies.
How?
To this day, it's not disclosed. I have an idea of what it is, but he dies. So
Jesus.
And that kind of, it was tough on me, clearly.
Yeah.
It was my first like kind of like real big death and someone that I was close to. I then started a company called Cage Hero, which was a mixed martial arts clothing company. The whole Strikeforce UFC thing happened. UFC did a luxury tax. That whole market dried up. So all those brands we were talking about, all faded.
What ended up happening with that? Just kind of fizzled out, or?
We stopped. I mean, we just, now there's just no burn rate. It just stopped because there was no market. Everything was based off sponsoring fighters. Right before July 4th of like 2014-ish.
Okay.
I moved to Newport Beach with 3 girls, and
how'd you pull that off?
By accident. And started working for Melon.
Got it.
2 big things happened. One, I met my business partner, Jeff Cole.
Your current
my current business partner, Jeff Cole. For the next couple of years, me and Jeff talked every day on Gmail chat, but I'd only met one time. So Jeff was like my designer for a while.
And what were you just throwing back and forth ideas, or was he designing for the hat company?
Designing for the hat company.
Got it.
He was still living in Chicago. And I knew from the start that this kid is from another planet. I'm like confused why other people didn't see it. But I knew right away, his work ethic is second to none. He works faster than everybody. He can solve any problem, and he's just wildly creative. And I trust him with my life. He's my brother. We're part of the hat company. Jeff, my partner Cole, moves to the West Coast. We become roommates. So then me and Jeff really start to bond. And I really start to see, firsthand how talented this guy is.
Is he still at Mellon or no?
No. Okay. We're all out of Mellon. This is a couple of years ago. So then we get approached from a former NBA player to get involved with an NBA licensed betting company like Blankets. So, the last company I had a little bit of equity in. I didn't necessarily believe in the vision. This company I got a little bit more equity in. So, I've seen a couple of these companies. I've had a little success. I've failed. I've seen not agreed with how people did stuff. So I thought, hey, this is the one. It wasn't the one. Our office was actually our current office. So it's an office, and it's me and Jeff live in the office, and then it was the other guy that was part of the company. And it was late 2016, and I had owned these big social accounts. So Jeff was like, we should sell some of this art. So I was like, yeah, let's fuck around and drop ship some art. So we started doing it. 0 spend, making $1,000 a month, $2,000. Black Friday of 2016, we did a blowout sale. We made like 15 grand. We're like, oh, cool, whatever. A day that I'll never forget. February 27th, 2017. We went from Squarespace to Shopify, and we're like, let's put some money behind some ads. And keep in mind, this is me and Jeff working super early mornings and then at night. But it wasn't really anything yet. It was like a couple $1,000s. We did that, and we started doing ads. Month 1, 6 figures.
Month 1?
Month 1.
Jesus.
And drama. I didn't know anything about ads.
Yeah. And were you doing them yourself?
No, we had a guy. So it was me, Jeff, and a guy, and then month 1 it blew up. So then we had his 16-year-old brother. We were paying him $25 to process all the orders, and we would literally go all night. We'd wake up, and like the other guy would come into the office for the other company, and like we would like almost.
Shit! So you were still. That's why you were working all night, because you were still technically at that company.
So we did a lot of money. Part time.
Yeah, good for you.
And it was literally when he closed that door and left, then ape shit. Ape shit.
I just picture you guys like fake packing up, like, all right, we'll see you tomorrow. Like, have a good, be safe, and then like he's gone.
It was just a perfect marriage. So then it was like every single day after work, it's like, yo man, when are we gonna take the jump? And it was literally every single day, and I was like, and he was like a little bit more conservative than me. I'm like a little nuts. So I was like, man, it's time to go. So eventually we went. And the other guy understood.
That has to be the best feeling ever, right? That moment of like, we took the leap. This seems promising. We're on to something. Working with these guys that we just blend perfectly with. Like at that point, did it just feel like the dream scenario, everything perfect?
I always say like my definition of success is doing what you want with who you want when you want. That's like my dream. That's how I define success. And ever since that day,
That's what you've done.
I literally love every person in my company.
Yeah.
Love them.
Yeah. That's
Love
so
them.
nice. Longer term, where's this going? Where do you go? Where are you going to be in 20 years when we do a reunion episode?
You know my story now.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was through my own failures.
Yep.
And, I kind of harp back on like my team. Like I love teaching them and I'm watching them get smarter.
Yep.
And that really makes me so happy that, I think that, I'm going to be with Ikonick for a long time, as long as, we're passionate about what we do. I don't see a reason why we're going to stop.
Yep.
But for me, it's eventually, I want to be like an angel investor and mentor and, eventually have a wife and kids and teach my kids the things that I've learned.
Yeah.
I just love when I see a situation and I'm like, I made a mistake there and like, I'm not going to do that. And then I could tell someone like, yo, man, this is what I did. Like, don't do it that way.
Yeah.
And there's nothing more right than me telling you like, I made that mistake. Do not do that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what, I just now, like you saw, like just got in front of the camera. I'm starting to speak.
Yeah.
And like, I'm always going to need this. Like, I always want to have a business, but I am passionate about like teaching.
Yeah.
What I've learned is, authenticity is the most important thing for sure.
Yeah.
And if you're your true authentic self, I can almost guarantee that there is some pocket in the world that wants to see, hear, or do like what you're doing.
Yeah.
So it's really just like my mom hates that I curse. But I told her, I'm like, that's just what it is. That's who I am. I can't stop this.
Yeah. We just entered the short story long time machine. We are traveling back to high school.
Oof.
And I'm going to pinpoint an actual moment. We're traveling back to high school and we're in your house and you just saw that you're not on the soccer players to watch list.
Yeah.
And now 32-year-old version of yourself gets to pop up behind your shoulder and give you one little word of wisdom or something to kind of help out and say, hey man, here you go. What do you say to young Mark?
Read more.
Yeah, that's good.
I love reading.
It's that easy, huh?
It's free.
Yeah.
And it's like, people don't understand that. It's out there. Like, you should be consuming content and getting smarter every single day. It's that. And then the other thing I said, like, my kids, like, they might work for you for free.
Yeah.
I want
send them over.
Yeah. Like, Gary, working for Gary, working for Scooter, working for Tom Bilyeu.
Yeah.
Like, and they will sweep the floors. Yeah. Like, how I told you, like, I didn't really start until, like, I don't know, like, young 20s.
Yeah.
Again, I have 19-year-old employees that they're on beast mode right now.
Yep.
And they're 19. And it's scary to think when they're 25 where they're going to be.
Yeah.
So just
I'll tell you what, man, there's like this generation of young people. I don't think it's just because I'm getting older, but I always try to watch that. There's this generation of new 19-year-olds that are just beasts. And I don't know whether it's like a Gary Vee effect or like where, you know what I'm saying? Like where this entrepreneurship, but they're in my DMs all the time and coming by the office. And we try to meet with as many people as we can and do meetups and stuff because these kids are so hungry. And it like, if you're slacking, if you're 30s, 40s and you're slacking, surround yourself with some of these new breed of 19-year-olds. They'll get you going.
I'm always going to want to keep a balance of the younger, the same age, and the older. I think that's important to keep that balance.
Okay, I have to end with this too. Give me 3 books everyone should read.
22 Immutable Laws of Marketing, for sure. Jim Collins, Good to Great.
Yep.
And then a really underrated guy where you can just find his stuff on the internet is Jay Abraham. He's the master of taking marketing concepts from random industries and then meshing them together.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And he's very under the radar.
That's great. I've never read any of it.
Oh, you're going to like him.
Great.
He's going to be good.
That's what you call an ender, my friends.
All right, guys, so we have a special unboxing that we're gonna do today. Right here, we have the Alexander Wang Turnout Trainers. Alexander Wang definitely has the best packaging out of all the Adidas collabs, I think. And the shoes come in these nice shoe covers, which is kind of funny. Damn. So these have insane details. Yeezy 700s. These are my probably favorite colorway of any shoes ever. So if you guys remember, I did a Yeezy cone with these. So the detail on these are absolutely crazy. Next pair of Adidas BYW Carbons. These are beautiful. So there's two-tone boosts. Got black in the back, white in the front. These are definitely a really dope pair I have. The Adidas PODs. I gotta think of an idea what to design these into. So I think I'm gonna do a shark gonna do an angle that I never did yet though. If you guys remember, I did the Adidas Alpha Bounce, yeah. Now we're gonna do the PODs, but these definitely reminded me of sharks. Look for more unboxing next week. Thank you guys.
Yo! What's up guys? Thank you so much for watching the episode. Wanted to say special shout out to Elon Sings. Great comment down below. Everybody comment every single episode. We're gonna be featuring our favorite comment for your takeaway from the episode. Just past Thanksgiving, great time with the family. Hope you guys had a great time too. Look forward to the next episode. See you soon.